All right, everybody. Episode 42 of Benching and Bullshitting because it is Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for being here today. Had a really good week. Happy to share it with you and talk about it. So, without further ado, yeah, like any other week, I mean, obviously in the gym, 5 days a week training. And Wednesday was odd for me. It was a weird day. Wednesday is my secondary bench day and came to a head where I went into the gym. I had absolutely no fucking clue what to do. Like I didn't have any clue. Now I did learn something that I don't want to ever fucking do again. I did lockouts. I did dead stop presses with the axle bar with a slinger on. I do a lot of my accessory work with slingers and stuff. Oh, what's up, Matt on YouTube? What's going on, Matt? Um, and I just it just wasn't it. It wasn't it at all. It sucked. I didn't want to do it anymore, so I didn't do it anymore. Um, but other than that, the rest of the workout was pretty good. Well, Saturday was lit, but we'll get to that in a minute. Um, let's see. Tuesday back workouts are always fucking good. I think this past Tuesday bench back workout was fucking fantastic. If I don't remember correctly, what exactly I did, but I think I was alone. I think Chris couldn't make it in, so it was just me, and it was pretty fucking good. It was on Patreon. I think it was the day I did like 7 or 8 different movements. Very fucking high volume back work. Highs, shrugs, upper back good mornings, normal good mornings, seated rows. Twice I did seated rows. Also a gnarly combo where I do I got those standing calf machines, which I think they're good for shrugging. So I do standing calf machine high shrugs, holding 2 dumbbells in my hands as well. So I shrug the entire weight of the stack plus the dumbbells I'm holding, like 40s or 50s. After I burn that fucker off, I step off the machine, still holding the dumbbells, and then do dumbbell shrugs. So it's a gnarly combo. So, but yeah. So Wednesday was kind of. Thursday is always good. It's a rear delt kind of forearm day for me, which is fucking awesome. And then Saturday, man, yeah, fucking that was pretty fucking crazy. Took 13-20 on a top end set for the day and hit 5 reps with it to a one board. And 13-20 was the first time I benched over 1,300 pounds in competition, February of last year. So that was to take it for 5 reps was pretty fucking crazy. Really happy with that performance. I've done 1,300 for 5 to a one board as well. So that was kind of a 20-pound rep PR. If you one board, 5 reps, stuff like that. So yeah, really happy with that. Thank you all for joining me on YouTube as well. Happy to have you here. We got Matt, we got Russell. Welcome back. So, all right, we'll open the floor. I squatted today. I did squats and deadlifts. Sundays is the lower body day. Yeah, well, whatever. Not really exciting, but still working on it. Tony. Oh, I keep forgetting. It says Russell. It says Russell, so I keep forgetting. Tony, you told me that once before. I apologize. Hola, what's going on, guys? So yeah, I will open the floor up, I guess, if y'all want to start just kind of getting topics of conversation, start asking questions. I am through talking about the workouts. Oh, thanks, Owen. How'd the squats go? Well, I did box squats with the SSB today, which was kind of nuts. So I was just doing heavy double, not really heavy doubles, but kind of not speed work either, just decent work on a box that was like legit parallel for me, like at parallel, like down there. You got the Elite FTS adjustable box set all the way down to the lowest setting plus the pad on top. So just briefs, no wraps or anything, just single ply briefs, belt. We're pretty good. And then did deadlifts off of the 1/4 inch stall mats, like the really thin mats. Worked up heavy singles from there, and my suit straps because I still haven't figured out the dickhead deadlift grip yet. So eventually I'll figure something out.
You did all right.
You can get her out of the box.
What?
Can you get her out of the box?
Oh, no,
our cat likes to.
Hi, Peeves.
Yeah, our cat likes to be in things. And she can't be in that box that's full of Anderson shirts. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness.
Say hello, Peach.
Oh my God. She's
Oh,
really
you're a
sad.
big girl. I know. Here.
Sorry
Go
for the
eat something.
brief pause. Okay, back to business. Anyway, she's not happy. She doesn't like to be picked up. Once you hold her, she's fine, and that she just wasn't happy there because she got moved out of her spot. But yeah, squats went okay today. Not bad at all. What we got here on YouTube, I got. Did you try so Tony is asking, did you try the pudding mix? I have not tried that yet. No, I have not, Tony. I apologize.
Pudding mix.
Putting it in protein shakes, stuff like that.
Oh, that would thicken it for sure. Yeah.
Make it taste better too. And then Eric says, "Hey Jimmy, I know you don't use your shoulders to bench, but what's the best way to train your shoulders to support heavy benching, as I feel they are a current weakness? Thanks." Yeah, I always like to say that shoulders are important for benching, but overhead pressing is not. So I don't suggest overhead pressing for building the bench. A lot of people will argue with me on that. If you want to build an overhead press for the sake of building an overhead press, that's purely up to you. But for building a bench, you don't need it. Laterals, side laterals. If I were to do it in percentage, I'd say 80-20 for rear delts to side delts. Like a metric shitload of rear delt work. That's the antagonist to the front. So if your front overpowers the rear delt, then you're going to be prone to injury. So a lot of rear delt work. Side delt work is okay. Fuck the front. You get enough front delt simulation from doing bench presses and all your other pressing motions. So do a lot of rear delt work. Dennis, do you have a timeline on switching to full power? I don't. That's the benefit. I'm just going until I feel like I'm ready. So I have no timeline for that at all.
We'll have to put a date on it eventually.
Eventually, I'll put a date on there, but for now, I have no timeline. It's just like whenever I'm to the point where I'm confident enough to go into a meet, then I will. But for now, I'm just training and having fun and just getting used to being in that full power mode. So it's not quite there. When's your next meet? Someone asked you on YouTube there. July 29th is my next competition. Yes. Over in Tennessee. And then Kieran is asking, what does the cat bench?
Oh.
She's a big girl.
She can bench a lot, probably.
Yeah, for her size.
At least 4 bags of treats.
Yeah. Let's see. Cody asks how much I was doing on squats. I only was working with 703, I think. So I had those blue plates on there. So it's like 703 SSB. Like I said, no knee wraps or anything, just single ply briefs. I've never gotten down to a below or just at parallel box like very often. It's like very hard for me to do. But it's also teaching me to almost relax the hips to get down to the box. It was an odd feeling, like knowing the box is close and like reaching for it, I was able to almost like relax into the briefs and let them actually like deform and stretch. So
you're not like, are you like psyching yourself out when there's no box there?
Not even that. It's just I'm just not good at it yet. I'm not proficient at equipped squatting yet.
I mean, you're still very new. We figured it out. You started in what, like February?
No.
You started serious like.
I probably started in November. It's been a little.
But you hadn't gotten a suit or anything like that.
Yeah, not yet.
And for
Annie, what's up? Anna says hi. Her and Joe say hi.
Oh, hi.
Let's see. Good to see you guys on here. Let's see. Over on YouTube, Dennis, when you go to full power, do you plan on staying in the unlimited class? No, I plan on going poly bench. If I want to join the ranks of the greats in full power, I need to do it the way they do it. Like Hoff and Donnie and AJ Roberts. I'm going to do poly bench. And then once I reach a certain goal, then I will possibly, go. Why not? But no, initially I'm going back to poly bench for full power. Let's see, over on Instagram here, you mentioned pitted plates becoming an issue with higher weights. Does that mean no more competing at York Barbell Hall of Fame? That means at my current level, the weights I'm currently using, yes, that means I probably won't compete at York because I need certain things with the certain weights I'm lifting right now, which means like F8 bench bar and kilo plates. 14-inch wide pads are also a big help. especially since those are now legal in the IPA. So I need those things for these benches that I'm trying to do. Now down the road for like say full power, York would be a good spot to go do that.
Yeah, because you'll only be benching like 11.
The bench will be significantly lower. Yeah. Let's see. What's up? Oh, what's going on, man? Bionic lips. I see on TikTok your 1350 video like 15 views. I don't have that.
Where did
I don't have that app on my phone anymore, so I don't know. Thanks anyway. Let's see.
I have no clue how many views it has.
I
post and ghost.
I give no fucks about TikTok. Fuck that. Okay. Let's see here. A210EOX1. Do you know the differences between the super katana and the regular katana? The biggest difference is just the neck. That is your biggest difference. The super katana has the super neck or the super collar. The regular katana does not. That is the only difference. They're cut the same. They're sewn the same material, NXG Super Plus. Now you get, straight sleeve, angled sleeve, all those parameters, but that is the only difference is the scooped super neck. Matt Brooks,
and that's different than the LLC, than
the low cut, the LCC.
The LCC.
LCC is just that horseshoe shape. I don't.
Do you think that one's cut the exact same except the collar?
Yes,
again?
It's just the collar.
Do you think that's bamboozling?
No.
They're like, I'm going to take the same shirt, only change one tiny thing. Or do you think that thing is a big deal? So
it makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
Especially in poly.
I was like, clever boy.
Matt Brooks says, do you know what stock size F8 shirt you wear? I wear a 50 2-ply, and I have a 60 triple, but I could probably fare better with a 62 triple. Let's see what we got here. David Harrington's on YouTube. What's up, man? I got your text, dude. I've just been really fucking busy. I apologize. Bionic lifts, your top 3 powerlifters of all time. Ooh.
Like full powerlifters or benchers? Or
I will say Donnie Thompson, Dave Hoff, Ryan Kennelly.
There you go.
Yep. That's how I answer that. Yep. Pierce is on here as well. What's going on, dude? All right, cool. We're caught up. I try to get everybody, so I apologize if I skip someone. Both. He says both. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's how I would put that in there. Top 3 benchers of all time. Like my favorites would be Ryan Kennelly, Scott Mendelson, Tiny Meeker, and then full power lifter would be Donnie Thompson, Dave Hoff, AJ Roberts. Yep. David Harrington, any good way to avoid excessive hand swelling after heavy metal? No. Looks like I was wearing mittens made of skin yesterday. Yeah. That's normal, David. It's just a thing. You're just going to have to work with it.
We've talked about doing like ice bags, but we haven't tried it.
Yeah, I have not tried it yet. I don't know. Ooh. The idea about it. Mm-hmm.
That's not free.
No. The idea of putting my hands or my thumbs, hook grip, in ice, it makes sense that it would make the swelling go down, but I almost think that having them in ice would make them swell more. I don't know. No, having your hands swollen is just going to happen. Now, my only answer to any good way to avoid excessive hand swelling, I'd say time, like adjustment to the weights and the loads you're trying to lift is probably the best thing.
That's true, because if you're handling stuff that's like heavier than you're like way heavier than you're used to because of band shirt or whatever, they're gonna probably swell more than if you do it gradually.
Yeah. Yep. And Tony says Ted Arcidi, first man to bench 700 pounds in officiated competition over in the he did it in Hawaii, pretty sure, right? If I'm not mistaken. I have my shaker right there. Can you grab it for me?
Got it.
Gotta stay hydrated.
What is it? Is it water?
It's just it's my VCAs.
Oh. It looks like pee.
It's not pee.
Inverse pee.
No. Cody Plum says Tic Tac views are garbage. I 100% agree with that. The Patreon ones.
Views. It's the mean ass people.
Well,
and everyone that's like, I make millions on TikTok. they're full of shit.
The Patreon ones are the best. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate it. Does your palm hurt like hell after a reverse grip bench? It does, especially with my variation, with the barbell sitting vertically in the hand and all that weight sits on that bone right there. Yeah, it does. Now, at one point when I first started doing it, 2 plates was uncomfortable on my palms. Now I've handled up to 900. So again, it's adaptation over time. Once you just kind of get over it and start doing it, you will forget about it. You won't notice it anymore.
Was your palms the part that hurt the worst, or in between your fingers?
The palms.
The palms.
Because it's right on bone.
Because I've seen a lot of people like complain about the in between the fingers, but I never noticed it.
Nope, it's just, for me, it was just the bone.
Speaking of palm, how's yours from yesterday? It like split open.
Oh, that no, it kind of went away. It's it's mostly fine. We got over here. A210 says, do you think there's any benefit to training with a band shirt for poly, or are they just way too different? Go the opposite way. There is benefit to training in poly for your band shirt. It doesn't go both ways. I mean, obviously you're going to handle a hell of a lot more weight with the band shirts.
I was going to say only the overloading factor, especially if you don't have like a reverse band set up to overload.
Yeah.
But you could probably overload just with a slinger.
And
not need a full band shirt.
So that's, you're going to be able to handle more weight in the band shirt, which can really benefit. Like when I go back to poly, all the weights are going to feel like complete fucking toys. But you do have to fire so much differently in a poly than you do a band shirt. So I think there's more benefit to benching in poly to help the band shirt weights instead of the reverse. Best movements to help lockout, Adam O'Neill says that, reverse grip bench is one of my absolute go-tos that I talk about all the time. Dead stop, tricep extensions off the floor, like dead stop floor extensions. And then I like doing the supinated one arm pulley extensions as well. Looking forward to having you come down to Muzzes in August. Yeah, the meet that.
Doug Smithy.
Doug Smithy's, is that his gym? Muzzes, Muzzs. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to come down there and judge.
Muzzs.
And uphold the standard. Muzzes? I didn't know that's what his name was called. It's got to be something. Wow.
I don't know. Anyway.
Either way, I'm coming down there. Looking forward to it.
What weekend is that?
I'll have to look at my text. I don't remember. It's I'm not competing. I'm just going to judge. Yeah, your palms hurt. Yeah, you'll get used to that. Don't worry about it. You'll get over it. Kieran says over on YouTube, if you have the mobility for full reverse grip, would you favor that over your variation, or do you believe your variation is better? Kieran, I think my variation is better, not trying to toot my own horn, because I was taught how to do this by somebody else, Joe Fazio. I give him all the credit in the world. So you got to look at the positioning of your arms, right? When we walk, our natural joint position is with our palms facing our body. Now, if you pronate, if you supinate, you're taking your joints out of alignment. So when you use my variation, you are maintaining that natural joint alignment throughout the entire range of motion. So I would still choose my variation just for that reason. And Matt says, I think the name of Doug's team is ESP, however.
I
think you're right, Matt. I don't remember. And Jack Burton says, I reverse gripped the last 3 months and got stronger at it, but it decreased my conventional grip lift as I'd expected. It's a completely different movement. But if your reverse grip is higher than your pronated grip, I mean, you can compete with that grip.
Yeah. And also, are you firing with your triceps in your regular grip?
Yep.
Or are you reverting back to using pecs and shoulders?
If you go back to pronated, you might not be firing with the triceps that you've developed with reverse grip. You can have the strongest triceps on planet Earth and still not bench very much if you don't know how to activate the triceps in the bench. So, but like I said, like your reverse grip, that is legal in competition. My raw reverse grip, whenever I do that, has beyond eclipsed what I could ever do pronated raw. And I will never go back to it, because why would I? I have a raw variation that's easy on the shoulders, easy on the pecs, blasts the triceps, and is super safe. So, like, why would I ever go back to pronated? Mike, what's up? How you doing? Where can I find chest press band? Thanks.
Oh, probably like a Titan, like a Widowmaker or something like that is what he's talking about.
Anderson Powerlifting right there. He got supercharged Rams, Super Rams, and F8 Widowmakers. AndersonPowerlifting.com. Yep. Cody says, the day we start measuring ourselves off Tic-Tac views, we might as well quit. Love Cody Plum. Stone Cold Insurance Man says, yes, that's where I train with Doug and Duncan Huntley. Okay. Gotcha. Ever try an Overkill shirt? Nope. I'm an Anderson-sponsored athlete. I use the Titan shirts and the F8s. How did you start lifting? Whew. The very short version of the story is I saw a book in a bookstore about bodybuilding. I think it was the Joe Weider Encyclopedia. We bought it recently as a nostalgia.
I think it's in the car.
Yeah. And I started bodybuilding. I wanted to look like that. And I soon realized you can either be super strong or super big. I chose to be super strong and went that route. That's how I started.
You're kind of big along the way.
I mean, yeah, but that's not the end game here, you know. How's this weekend, Mike asked. Weekend training was great, man. I took my previous comp max from last year, 1320, hit it for 5 reps from a 1 board on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So I'm really happy about it. Oh, and he says, yes, endangered species powerlifting, ESP. Matt Brooks, thank you.
Oh, okay.
That's
that makes more sense.
That's where it came from. That's where it came. That makes sense. Yeah, Travis says lockout may be stronger reverse grip than regular because you're forced in that position. You have to use the triceps. You have to push in a straight line towards the legs, not over your face. So it becomes a very tricep dominant movement. You reverse grip on band. I don't know what that means.
When you use your
or shirt. Oh, yeah. I've used the Widowmaker bench band with reverse grip. I've never done it in an actual shirt though.
We just saw somebody doing that in a shirt. Somebody tagged
his name is Surveyor on Instagram. Like 400.
He just did in like a katana.
Mm-hmm.
He did reverse
in a poly.
In a poly.
That's fucking ballsy.
So that's interesting. It looked good.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right, Matt. Okay. A10. So then something like a single ply Widowmaker could possibly replace reverse band work. Anything to get out of annoying band setups. I mean, there is a little bit of benefit to doing reverse bands. If you have a really crappy setup where, like Matt Brooks, for example, where you have to throw the utility bench into the power rack and then loop up your bands, that's a pain in the ass. I swiftly whittled out like all reverse grip or reverse band benching for my training like years ago.
We just don't have a good spot to do it.
Now the only time I would do it or could do it was maybe like with a floor press setup, but mostly completely don't do it anymore.
Or like if we were at Iron Chamber, because their competition bench is like built into a rack.
Yeah, Iron Chamber have these like custom built power racks built above and around all their benches with a certain height where they could hang bands and there would be a certain weight taken off. It was really cool.
They had bands up there, like the different sizes, and they were always there.
Like permanent, like they were part of the rig. So that's a little bit different. That was a cool setup, but otherwise, not worth it. In certain circumstances, like very seldomly, it's all right, but like you don't want to rely on it. Yeah. Caleb says, I've been doing reverse grip Everton every time. Oh, okay, every time. Cool, man. There's a lot of benefit to it. A lot of people don't know that. It's not popular for some reason.
It's getting popular. Like you've been getting.
Yeah, I mean, tagging. I tell people like if you reverse grip and post it online on Instagram or something or tag, I'll put you on my stories and go, hey, look at this. You know, it's really cool. It warms my heart when I see people reverse grip. Taylor's on here. What's up?
Hi, we miss you.
Let's see. Travis says. More triceps in the equation than pronated. Okay, thank you, Travis, for that. Cool. Let's see. I'm catching up here. Hang on, guys. Tony, not Russell. Tony says, Anthony Clark bench reverse grip. They took back a record because it was a reverse grip, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that's why they took back his 800, not because it was reverse grip. If that was the case, he would have had every lift of his stripped ever. That's the only way he competed. Well, he competed, I think, really close grip for a long time. But on his later part of his career, it was all reverse grip. He got that 800 taken back because it's got overturned. That's what it was. He benched 8. You see the video. It was not. They should. I don't know why they gave it to him, but they swiftly overturned that 800. So he was not the first person to bench 800. That title belongs to Ryan Kennelly. He was the first man to bench 800 in 2002, I believe. That's why it wasn't because it was reverse grip. It was just because it was just not a good lift.
Yeah.
Paul offer. Hey, what's up? Just got back from eating Chinese. I'm stuffed. Well, I envy you. I wish I was you.
We're having Chinese kind of tonight.
Kind of. Matt Brooks says Tony Carlino has benched a poly with reverse grip too. I have seen that. Yes.
I didn't know.
In his overkill. Kieran, how long of lifting did it take you to bench 405 raw? When you first started lifting, did bench come naturally to you? It did, swiftly. At 14, I benched 300. At 15, I benched, this is all double body weight, by the way. It was 150, benched 300. At 15, I benched 340 at 170. At 16, I benched 405 at like it was 200. I got to do my math right. 200 pounds body weight. 17, I benched 450 or like 225. At 18, I was getting close to 500. I got in my first shirt, and I was doing equipped ever since. So it took me 2 years. My first 2 years, I benched 405.
Was that at the Y, or were you still in your mom's like living room?
I did that in my mom's living room.
Yeah. With your set from Dick's Sporting Goods?
Yeah. Let's see. Miss you bunches, Taylor. Caleb, favorite back workout to build a bit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Favorite back workout? I've got millions of them. Probably not millions, but I got a lot of them. I can't, dude, I don't know. I train back like a bodybuilder. All my shit's on Patreon. Penlay rows, highest shrugs, SSB, upper back good mornings, Penlay rows.
A lot of rows.
I can't name them all. There's too many. I do a lot.
And high volume.
The back is the other half of your bench. Let's see.
And it's not just the move itself, it's the amount that you do. Like you do a lot of volume.
Sandlasoni says, what do you recommend if the bar gets stuck in half in the bench press? At half?
Yeah, probably.
That's your triceps. You're not firing with the triceps. You're pushing the bar up. You're launching off the chest. But when the triceps are supposed to take over and engage and take over the lift, you're not doing that. So you have to learn how to engage triceps properly by extending outwards, because you're just pushing right now. And you need to learn how to actually extend with the triceps. Let's see. And reverse grip bench. Yeah, Travis right there on the head. Welcome, Toby Hurley. What's up, man? Let's see. The X748 says, when wearing a bench shirt, is it always better to go widest grip without hurting your shoulders? Yes, because you want to get as much of that fabric open and stretched before the bar even leaves the rack. In equipment, you always want to go as wide as possible, which is trigger fingers on the rings. You always want to go that wide, as long as it doesn't hurt your shoulders. But that's why the equipment is there, to keep you from getting hurt. Matt Brooks, it'd be nice if you rig bands from hooks from your ceiling to do reverse bands on a competition bench. If you can pull that off, that's absolutely the best way to do it.
Like if it's like structurally sound.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that at our gym.
No, we don't have a good enough.
And our ceilings are super, super tall.
Yeah, they're really lofty ceilings. Can it be shoulders? No, it's probably not shoulders. I would argue that my answer to getting stuck to increase bench, I have two answers: either more upper back or more triceps. The answer is not shoulders. You should not be benching with your shoulders. It's probably your triceps. If you're getting stuck off the chest, I would say your upper back tightness or upper back strength is not there. Halfway up or more, you're not engaging with the triceps. Your triceps should overpower your shoulders and your chest. They should be the strongest pushing muscle in the bench press. And then Travis says, bands from the ceiling is how Bob Merck does it. He may have chains hanging down and connect bands to the chains. I don't remember exactly. Well, he's got that basement set up too, so he could probably hang whatever he wants.
Garage or something, right?
Yeah, I think it's his basement.
He can rig all sorts of shit out there, probably.
SMC, I tried the reverse grip with 2 plates at the end of my workout Friday. Definitely a different feel. Oh yeah, it's a different feel for sure. Once people, I tell people like don't try it once and whatever. Give it an honest try. Give it a month. Give it 4 or 5 weeks of honest work, and let me know how it works out for you. Give it a try. And Travis said it is his basement. Paul Lawfer says I went wider grip on Tuesday. Moved my pointer finger on the ring. Good, felt great. Went 705 to one board. It was super easy. Yeah, dude, you have to. I always advocate go as wide as you possibly can on the equipment. Even one finger width wider can make all the difference. Zuki 424. I recognize that name. What's up? I went to a gym that had a band rigged to the ceiling. That's wild. I've only been to Iron Chamber, like we mentioned earlier, that had the giant custom metal rigs built around the 2 Forza benches they had. And they had these custom built, like specific height beams that went across where they hung the bands from. The bands never moved. They hung there for decades.
All the time, yeah. So I feel like the ceiling would freak me out a little bit. I think it's just because, like, for you to get any use out of reverse bands, it would have to be like 1,600 pounds.
Yeah,
and I don't know if I would trust that on the ceiling beams.
A true overload would have to be. Well, you got to think the bands aren't taking the brunt load. The bands are deforming. If a band takes 200 pounds to stretch to full length, that's how much weight it's
still. But I'm thinking like how often do we see people dumping their benches? Imagine that whole weight is coming down on those bands, like, and then the ceiling comes off right above you. Like, that would fucking suck.
Gotcha, Zuki. Gotcha.
I also just have anxiety.
You'd be too strong for that. I don't know.
Maybe people that aren't handling.
Travis, yeah. Travis says, reverse grip bench took me a good 2 to 3 months of slowly incorporating it before it felt moderately comfortable. That's about accurate for me, too. I had to use bands pulling down quite heavily to smooth the stroke. My reverse grip bench has had a nasty stutter in the beginning. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I have a boy who is disabled from body to legs, and he's 150 pounds, and he does 110 kilogram press. Do you have any advice on that? I'm not. I don't really know your boy's situation, but
probably just a really big back.
Whatever he can do to build more muscle, more upper back, more triceps, more arms. Arms are the key to the bench. Heavy weights as often as he can. Consistency. I mean,
our friend Keith has the same thing where he's from chest down.
Keith Stitch.
And he benches. He floor presses a lot.
Yep, floor press. A lot of as heavy as he can do on anything he can is capable of doing. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of ways to do things. Toby, what's up, man? Good to have you over here on YouTube. Reverse bands and a power rack, if you guys have one, is doable. Yes, because that's you do that solo stuff. I'm sure you have done that plenty of times before. For me, it's like when you have to, like, same thing with like Matt Brooks, when you have to like take a fucking utility bench and throw it inside of a power rack. If you have a robust, like really super strong one, I can see it not being a big deal. But then again, I'd have to have a utility bench that was the proper height, proper width, like just Jesus Christ. It's so many variables.
The weights that you would have to use for that, unless you were doing it raw.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't even trust a utility bench.
Yeah.
To hold you. And
the one from Rogue claims it can hold 1,000 pounds. I'm like, well, that's great, but like, what can it hold? 1,500? You know,
plus
like
your 300-pound body.
Yeah, can it literally handle close to 2,000? Like 1,000's cool and all, but like I need one that can hold like 2,000.
Yeah.
And
that makes me sick. I'm sorry. Ugh. Just got very nauseous. Because you're right. Like, you have a 300-pound fucking body, and if you got 1,700 pounds, which, like, saying that makes me sick. That's 2,000 pounds on that bench.
Don't pass out.
I actually might. God damn. I've never. It's fine. I have to stop. You have to go. The end.
Paul Offer says I also did reverse grip floor press. And that's a tough one. Laying on a 6-inch Foam worked up to 315 for 5 reps. The foam gave me great tricep support. Fantastic, man. That's tough. That's a tough variation. 8210 says, are Titan Rams any different than F8 Slingers? Do they resemble polymorph? No, they're just built different. It's wrap material to wrap material to wrap material. They're all made of wraps. The Titan Rams are 3 different pieces: a flat chest panel plus 2 arm cuffs sewn on separately, so it lays flat the whole time like a bench shirt. Yeah,
I like the construction of it, but I like using a Widowmaker more.
Mm-hmm. The Widowmaker is a more simple design, just a loop design sewn down the middle to make 2 arm loops.
And I've never gotten stuck in a Widowmaker.
Yeah.
And that time I got stuck in the Ram, I almost lost my shit.
You can get the Widowmakers on and off a hell of a fucking lot easier. So I prefer the Widowmakers from this point forward. I don't use Rams anymore. Let's see. Matt Brooks, for me, it's less of an issue of the rack and more so with the utility bench. Yes, I agree with you. In that bench rack you guys have, you could probably get some extra safety pins and put that at the top of the rack and double like mini or monster minis to the bar. Yeah, we could. For me.
Then you also have.
I haven't done a reverse band since like 2015.
And our platform, I don't think would be wide enough for the guys to put boxes on there and then safely hand it out at the weights you would need. But again, if it's something that you would do raw, that's way more manageable. But there's no spotter platform. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe we're too picky. Maybe we're ninnies now.
Quadfather says, been using a single ply katana. Ooh, that's a nasty shirt. And was curious about dealing with elbow and bicep tendonitis. I usually push through it. But other than tempering it, any advice? You need to flood the areas with lactic acid, blood, do your bicep work, your forearm work. We have some bands here. These are Iron Mind bands. You can get these off of Amazon. A little bright, but you can see that. There you go, Iron Mind. These are little hand extender bands, and you can put them around your fingers. And they got different strengths. There's like 5 different bands in here. White, green, yellow, blue. Okay, that's 4.
Yeah, and then you can
white, green, yellow, blue, red. There's 5. And you can just extend your fingers with these bands. Great way to add blood into your elbows and stuff. So extend your fingers, extend your hands. Great way to combat some elbow pain.
Jim just put up a elbow pain video this week. If you haven't seen it yet, there's some stuff in there. And then those bands that he just showed are linked underneath that video in case anybody wants them.
Yep. I got a YouTube video that's talking about elbow pain. And Caleb Roberts, you were passed out from lifting. No, I've not passed out. I've vomited plenty of fucking times. I've seen stars. I've had my vision go blurry and almost go away.
Gone
deaf. Hear a ringing in my ears, but I've never passed out. No. Yeah. And Tony says, J-hooks are good for removing supercharged RAM, like putting it on it and like pulling it off. Yeah.
I mean, we got it on, and it was good. Like I benched, it was great, and then I couldn't get it off, and I immediately was like, "This is not for me."
Toby says, if you're still using that Titan bench, well, we are. I'd like to get a bigger, more heavy duty one, but we're not capable right now.
We're not there yet. Yeah.
Can you put some of the short Elite FTS bands from a set of spotter pins from near the top of those short posts?
Oh yeah, we could. So like we could take the safety arms and put them all the way at the top.
Yeah.
And then put bands there.
I've thought about actually taking the spotter arms off the Rogue bench.
Yeah.
And putting them all the way in the top and hanging bands from that. But it
don't know, like
again, I oh man. You know something though, it might not be a bad way. I haven't done it in so long. I might do it.
I think that you're overloading quite enough on boards right now.
Well, now I got to get my arm unpissed. So
yeah, you did 14. And then you did 5 minutes later, 1,000 for 10. And then this weekend you did 1,320 for 5. So now it's probably time to do
it's a deload week. I'm taking the Saturday light. I'm going to take the Saturday light. We're going to see Jericho tomorrow. Go out to eat.
But I'm not completely opposed. I mean, we could try put 16 on for the first time. That makes me sick.
Let's see.
I don't want to talk about 16. I want you to do 15 and be done.
Well.
But knowing you won't. And I'll have to throw up every day.
Tony says if you're not barfing, you're not training hard enough.
If I'm not barfing, you're not training hard enough.
Kieran, she won't sleep on Friday nights because she's worried sick about. Yeah. That's why I don't tell you my goals for the day.
I know.
Which
like, I appreciate.
What are you planning?
Like, we used to talk it through and like plan the whole, but then I would just every night we'd go to bed. And that's all I would think about.
You'd be nudging me at 3 a.m. Well, what if this happened? I'm like, it's 3 a.m.
Went in yesterday and loosened all the bolts on your bench.
If I don't sleep, something might happen. Like, God.
Yeah.
But
no, now we have it to where Jim goes to bed about 11:30 midnight on Fridays, and I stay up until I physically cannot stay awake any longer till like 3 or 4 in the morning until I'm so tired I have to pass out.
Yeah. So
and it's great.
I don't tell you what I'm planning on doing the next day either. I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna bench.
Not until we get there, and then once we're there. If I start to panic, I can usually have Dean or Chris talk me down.
Yeah. Kieran says, press send too early. Would you ever go on Mark Bell's podcast, or is he too far from equipped lifting now?
I didn't know Mark Bell had a podcast.
I didn't either. I'll go on anybody's podcast. You just have to reach out to me. He was one of the guys I looked at. I used to study his videos left and right. Like he was in katanas and I was in katanas and he was doing big things and I wanted to bench like him. And I used to study the shit out of his super training gym videos on YouTube and stuff. He's
not like anti-equipment now.
No, he went to Raw. He went to Raw, then he went to CrossFit. Now he's a marathon runner.
Really?
I think. Have confirmed that for me. If anybody, he runs or he's trying to run a marathon, or he is, or
that's dope.
Yeah, I think he bodybuilder for a hot minute. He was doing CrossFit once. He's done a lot of shit.
I was just trying it all.
I think he's running now. Yeah, he's a runner. Zuki says.
That's insane.
Yep. He's done at least a half marathon, Toby says. Thank you guys. I thought he did. I wasn't sure.
That's just someone we don't really keep up with, I guess.
I did when he was equipped lifting, and now he's not. So he said, Kieran says Boston Marathon, he thinks.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Travis said he just ran a half, if I remember right. He did a long distance race recently.
Is he the one that posted Arnold 2020, like Tiny Meeker, Ryan Kennelly, and
some
this
guy,
other guy? I can't remember his name.
I was like, thanks, Mark. Appreciate you.
He came up and was like, Jimmy, you just benched $1,000. I saw that. Good job. Like, he knew who you were then, and then when it came time to post the picture, he was like, and
don't remember you.
This other guy.
Yep, that's fine though. It's whatever. Paul says I heard Doug Smithy may be doing the July meet. Yes, Doug Smithy and Duncan both. And me, dope. Tony Carlino's. He told me he was thinking about coming up to do it or going to be there. So maybe Tony. Let's see. Okay. Sam says, hey, Jimmy, I've been using your Dead Stop 4 tricep extensions, and my triceps have gotten so much stronger over the last month. Good to hear. Great stuff. Just watched your new 1350 for 5. It was insane. Well, thank you for the extra grace. It was 1320 for 5, but maybe someday 1350 for 5 will happen.
Do you think you could have done 1350 if you would have only thought it was 1320?
Well, I told you all it was 1300 flat.
That's true. And I didn't double check your math because
I was hoping I went to go take a piss. I was like, please don't add that up. Like, just believe me that it was 1300.
Just trust me when I lie to you.
I didn't want you. I wanted to be a surprise afterwards.
It was a good surprise.
Yep. So yeah, thank you though, Sam. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I'm glad you're getting stronger with those, man. Those Dead Stop 4 extensions will make you brutally fucking strong. They're tough on the elbows, but they'll make you stronger, and that's what matters. That's what it's all about, right?
Is Matt the one hosting your meet in July?
He's co-hosting. It's hang on. It's Kyle Chapman.
It's inside.
Matt, it's inside, right? Yeah, it's inside of a gym. It's at that fancy gym I showed you videos of. You're like, you would hit everybody in that gym. I'm like, probably, but yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering.
And then Gorilla Gang Powerlifting. That sounds cool. Hey, Jimmy, did you say you're doing a meet in July? Where's it going to be? That is in Tennessee at an area called Elizabethton. I don't remember. Matt would know about what the gym name is and all that good stuff. But I believe it's indoors. That's what we're asking. It's going to be in the gym. Yeah, it's Kyle Chapman is hosting it, and Matt Brooks is helping, like co-hosting.
Gotcha.
So they will all be there. Yeah, July 29th. is when that will be. But moving forward, yeah, like my arm is fucking fried.
Actually, while
from
we sit
yesterday.
here, do you want your freeze sleeve?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it. I'm gonna take it out.
Thank you. And then if it gets warm, maybe I can replace it with the other one. If we're still doing this, but yeah, dudes. So the next week, so I've gone 2 weeks in a row of super heavy benching. So the next step is to take 1 week. That's all right. I got this freeze sleeve. I'm gonna put this on.
Do you need help?
Oh, this is the older one.
Do you need help?
Nope, I can get it. Oh, that's good stuff.
I'm gonna take it out.
Okay. So the next week is going to be a deload. I hate using that term, but that's exactly what it's going to be. Take it easy. So I might do something a little crazier on Wednesday. So when I do a deload week, my Wednesdays, I don't go super fucking ham on Wednesdays because I'm trying to save myself for Saturday because that's the big day. That's the big shirted, all the heavy fucking weights. So I go kind of more bodybuilding, more chest stuff, trying to build up this flat chest that I fucking have, right? And then I go fucking crazy on Wednesday or Saturday. So I go 2 weeks on, 1 week off. So I don't go nuts on Saturday. I got to take a break. My arm is fucking pissed. I got a freeze sleeve on it right now. So this coming Saturday, I'll probably go in, put a slinger on and do 3 sets of 5 with 500 and then hit the accessory work. That's literally all I'll do. Give my arm a nice break, get it back into working order, go see Jericho, have him work on it, maybe multiple times a week if need be. And that's it. So, but that'll be nice. I've done this 2 weeks on, 1 week off deal for the last 3 rotations, and I've hit PRs every fucking time. So I think it's working. Samuel on YouTube, do you put a lot of thought with CNS recovery when you do a massive bench session? Well, you can't really, there's no way to really recover the CNS. You can't massage your CNS or do heat and cold therapy for your CNS or stuff like that. Stuff you can do to your physical body, cold therapy or whatever. So my thought process, time will recover your CNS. So if I'm fucking obliterated from an extraordinarily heavy workout like yesterday, I know from experience that if I go in 1 week later, I'm probably going to be shaky under all my weights because my CNS is fried. So what I do is I just go, okay, got to deload, got to take it easy, lower the weights, and then come in 2 weeks later. So 1 more week. So that thought is there. It's just CNS recovery thoughtful. You put a lot of thought with CNS recovery. So again, you can only really recover your CNS with time, just time off. Maybe I can't recover in 1 week. I need 2 weeks. So yeah, that is a thing that I always have to think about, especially going as heavy as I do now in the bench. So I'm also getting a little bit older, and I'm 32 now. So that's, getting up there in the sport anyway. So I have to, consider that, but otherwise, yeah, it's all good. So yeah, Tuesdays never change for me, by the way. And I'll train Tuesday back even on a meet week. That never changes. Wednesdays I'll rotate. Thursdays are just forearm and rear delts. That never changes. But Wednesdays and Saturdays I oftentimes move around and change. Hyperstrength 93 says, how many days you rest before you compete? 2 days. I'll be in the gym on a Thursday, working grip and rear delts. Rest Friday, compete Saturday. Unless we're traveling that Thursday, that's the only reason I would take off that Thursday. Do you do grip work ever? Kind of, sort of, technically. I mean, I do a lot of forearm work, which is kind of somewhat involved with grip. So not particularly. I don't do a lot of grip work. I do a lot of forearm work, though.
You have your big grip thingy.
Yeah, I got a adjustable spring-loaded grip work gripper, but I don't. Mostly, I just train forearms. So, how many do you rest competition day? After competition day, I don't take any time off at all. I'm right back into the gym.
Usually the next day.
So compete Saturday, drive home Saturday night or Sunday morning, off Monday anyway, because I'm always off on Mondays, and back in the gym on Tuesday doing back work. So Your podcast with Dave Tate was great. Best of luck to you. Well, thank you, A Collins 50. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you very much. What is best accessories for bench press for you? I would say top 3 would be reverse grip bench, dead stop floor extensions, and single arm supinated position pulley extensions. That's what I would put it as. Let's see. Kieran, how far out from Connor? I don't know. I'm not sure.
That's the end of the sentence?
Mm-hmm. Just CONOR. I'm not sure what Connor is. If that's a...
Maybe he meant contest?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean, Karen. Oh, type the message wrong and just gave up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see. AM, what did you run the 3 mile in when you were in the Marines? I ran a 20-minute, 25 seconds. It was my fastest 3 mile time. It was 20 minutes and 25 seconds. When I was on the island in the best shape of my life. After
Did you
that...
have to run that after that? Did you have to run?
Yeah, it was an annual test.
3 miles?
Yep.
I thought it was a 1 mile.
Nope, every year, 3 miles. Every other branch has one annual test. We had 2, the PFT and the CFT. Ooh, fuck you, kill. Yeah, fuck you. Bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, PFT was fucking dog shit. The CFT makes sense. That's a combat fitness test. That one makes sense. That one's
more like
for what Marines are meant to do.
Yeah,
that one
like
makes
field
sense.
Day with the ammo cans and
yeah, you're outside. You got boots and utes. You run a, I think it's a half mile, 800-meter sprint. You do ammo cans overhead, and then
don't you do like a buddy carry?
That's part of the maneuver under fire course. That makes sense. The PFT makes no goddamn fucking sense. PFT's fucking stupid. Let me put my little boy shorts on and my fucking go fasters, run 3 miles, and do pull-ups and crunches. Like, whoop-de goddamn fucking do. Toby, you know what I'm talking about. Best exercise to help elbow pain when doing push work. Well, I just talked about this earlier. I got some bands here. I got these Iron Mind bands, little finger bands, right? And you got different strengths. There's 5 different strengths that come in the Iron Mind pack. The white one is the lightest. We just put a band around your fingers. Extend your fingers just like that. That really will help with elbow pain. Extending your fingers. A lot of people don't know that. Great way to build. We do a lot of crushing grip, a lot of support work with our hands. We don't work the opposite of the antagonist, the extending, and that can lead to elbow pain. Let's see. Your forearm work has helped my grip on deadlifts, Toby says. Fantastic, dude. Hell yeah. Let's see. Toby says I'm laughing as you're talking about it. Bet you are. Oh, that shit was so stupid. And then Cripple. Oh, man. George, right? George?
Yeah.
George. I got it. I remembered. What do you think of close grip bench? It really fell out of favor with me once I learned how to reverse grip bench. I've gotten more benefit and consistent strength gains from reverse grip benching than I ever got from close grip. So if you can't reverse grip, if you don't want to reverse grip, it's an excellent substitution to build a massive tricep strength. I am in serious favor of the reverse grip bench over any other. We'll just categorize it as a raw bench variation.
Yeah, because before
reverse
you
grip
did
bench.
reverse grip,
I did reverse grip always. I did it all the time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But once I started reverse gripping, and I found the benefits from it, and I started reaping the benefits from it, I never went back. Like, I will never pronate raw bench ever again. Minus the empty bar when I warm up, but everything else raw is all reverse grip. Samuel, do you incorporate strict overhead press into your program and accessory work to assist with your bench press? Absolutely not. I'd never do overhead press. An analogy I used earlier was with a shoulder question was I tell them that shoulders are important for benching, but overhead press. God, I drink and then I fucking get all.
It's because you chug.
Well, I'm thirsty. Drink when you're thirsty.
Yeah, but like, drink it slow.
No,
so you're not belching and hiccuping.
That I'm thirsty for longer.
Oh.
No, I think that shoulders are important for bench pressing, but overhead pressing is not. So I do no overhead, not even with dumbbells, not even light. If I do any shoulder work at all, it's all laterals. It's like 90% rear delt work, 10% side delt work. It's all lateral work. face pulls sometimes, a lot of rear delts on the pec deck machine, back machine, rear delts, dumbbell, rear lateral, stuff like that. I don't do any overhead press at all. Whenever I trained overhead press, my shoulders would be pissed all the time. My overhead press strength would increase. My bench never did. It never carried over. That's why I'll never do two things. I will never do dips, and I will never do overhead press, because some people advocate for it, like as bench builders, but for me, it never had carryover. I could my dip weight would go up significantly. My overhead press weight would go up significantly, but my bench never fucking went up. It was insane. I could not understand why it didn't have any carryover. So that's just two things I'll never do. Just long drawn out answer, but that is why. So but yeah, so I'm excited, man, to take a deload week. Really looking forward to it. I never used to look forward to deload weeks. I'm like, oh fuck, it's not training heavy. It does still kill me to not go heavy that one day, but it is nice. It's because now I'm paying for yesterday with a lot of pain. I hate to have you sit down right away. Can you grab the other one for me?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I keep stepping on his toys.
Oh, I hate that. Tony says, dips pissed off my shoulders bad. I can't touch them today. Oh, geez, man. Don't do that. If it's gonna make I can't touch them today. No, just the other sleeve, please. Thank you. My arm's not numb yet. Yeah, this is the actual freeze sleeve. The other one was an off-brand. This is the actual freeze sleeve. There it is.
Kind of bright,
yeah. Ooh, it's cold.
I think that one works better than the other one.
These things are colder than fucking ice for a while. They're only good for about 20 minutes, but it's actually like painful. Ooh, boy. Yeah, if it's pissing your shoulders off to the point where you can't even touch them, that's not good. Don't do that shit. I mean, dude, I when I was a Marine, when I was in active duty, I could do dips with 6 plates between my legs. Like, I was really strong at them, but my bench never went anywhere. It was insane. I'm like, well, this doesn't make any fucking sense. I was doing overhead presses with like seated with 225, 275 and stuff like that, and my bench never went up. It was too much, I think. Kieran on YouTube says, how much do you believe leg drive adds to your bench? Okay. Because someone that would argue with me would be J.M. Blakely, I believe, doesn't believe in leg drive. Haven't been able to use leg drive due to patella tendon rupture for the past 10 weeks, but I'm now benching the same as before without leg drive. I do believe that leg drive absolutely adds to your bench. Absolutely, I believe in it. I would argue one good point that Dave Tate made is that I think everybody on planet Earth can bench more than they floor press. Floor pressing takes your lower body completely out of the equation. If your lower body was not important, if leg drive was not important in the bench, then you could floor press as much as you flat bench, equipped or raw. Why incline bench should always be lower than your flat bench. You have legs and upper body, but you have no back. Your back is taken out of the equation. So flat benching incorporates your upper body, your back, and your legs. Floor press takes your legs out. Incline bench takes your back out. So that's tools. Like if someone's incline bench was very close to their flat bench, you could argue that they're probably not engaging upper back when they bench. If their floor press is very close to their flat bench, you're probably not using legs. So absolutely. Now, if you are getting stronger without leg drive, imagine how much more you could do when you do leg drive. Whenever your patella is nice and healed and not ruptured. Oof. So yeah, I think it is absolutely essential. If you watch my 1320 for 5 on my Instagram page, check out.
I also just posted it on YouTube before we went live.
Oh, I just saw a comment about it there. Yeah. It just popped down. Check out the last rep. The very last rep, as I'm locking it out, look at my left leg. It's literally shaking like a leaf in fucking autumn. Like, that's how much I was. My quads were fucking. I could barely walk because I was using my legs so much. So, yeah, leg drive is absolutely essential.
I have a question.
What?
If you don't incline bench much, very light. If we had a good decline bench, would you utilize it?
All the time.
Why?
Triceps.
You would use it for like tricep strength. Would you do it pronated?
No.
You would reverse grip, decline.
I do not pronate raw bench ever again.
How heavy have you ever declined?
When I was on Quantico, still active duty Marine, I was handing off to myself. I was still pronating because I didn't learn reverse grip yet. I didn't mention Joe Fazio yet. This is before we were even at the shop. We were still in the base gym.
Yeah, we were going there.
I was handing off like 5 plates to myself and doing reps with it.
Or I was handing off to say like in the power rack.
Yeah.
I had to stand on bumper plates and was just praying, please don't fuck this up because I cannot save you.
Yep. Base gyms, man, even though Marine Corps badass, hardcore. No, their gyms are fucking commercial as fuck.
I liked the little dirty one, the Meathead gym or whatever it was over by the armory.
I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake. Whenever that COVID crap was in the
I mean, that was nicer than the on-base gym.
Well, it still was.
I mean, it wasn't nicer.
It was an on-base gym. It was dingier and
dingier. It was more.
Well, they pissed me off. And I was, because the COVID shit was just starting when I was still in the armory, and they're like, "You gonna wear a mask?" And I'm like, "There's 2 people in this fucking armory. I'm not wearing a. God, get the fuck out of my armory, bitch." I have billet over you right now. Anyway, the gym was open sometimes. Unless some dickhead was going in after hours and shut it down.
To leave the windows open, and there was only allowed 4 people there at a time.
Middle of fucking winter, they have all the windows open. Okay, it's 20 fucking degrees outside, and I'm like, this is how people get sick. So I'm doing dumbbell work, and there's a window right in front of me. The breeze is coming. I'm like, okay, fuck this. I shut the window, do my shit, and then the guy who's like running the place at the time at that moment goes and walks over and lifts the window back up. I'm like, okay. And then some motivated fucking gunny came in, or some first sergeant fuckface, and he's like, hey, why are these windows being closed? They have to stay open because of COVID and stuff. And I'm like, bro, like, you're gonna make people sick by when you sweat, when you're getting
like in the teens.
It was
like cold.
If you were sweating and working out, and then that cold breeze hits you, that's how you're gonna get fucking sick. That's what makes you sick. So it's not always the cold that'll make you sick. It's when you get wet, and then you get cold.
Sterling.
So I was like, you fucking idiots. Like, of course, Marine Corps. Logic is demonized.
That was a very big rant when I just wanted to know if you would utilize a decline bench.
Well, it just went in. I forget how we got to this point. Yes, if we had an actual decline bench, I would use it all the time. Russell or Tony. In my 20s, I did dips heavy. In my 50s, hell no, can't do it. Don't do it. No, save your shoulders. Your shoulders need you, and you need your shoulders. Samuel, do you take in supplements like glucosamine and fish oils? I never have. I'll be completely transparent about that. I never have. I use them to help support my elbows as they are natural anti-inflammatories.
I think there's fish oil in our vitamins.
I get golfer's elbow. Fish oil? No.
What? Oh, that's vitamin E.
Yeah. It looks like fish oil because it's that little gel capsule. I get golfer's elbow as I am a arm wrestler. They've helped a lot. Oh, no shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can imagine. Oof, boy. I've been told like
you should.
I don't know because I don't have any joint pain.
What do we take?
E, C,
vitamin
D3,
magnesium,
and zinc.
Yeah.
I don't take anything else. And then Tony said glucosamine works. Okay. Noted.
I think the magnesium is like magnesium glucosamine or something like that.
Might be a combo. Yeah, we do take magnesium too. I totally spaced on that one. But so I don't do any of that stuff.
We're also not consistent. When I say our nightly vitamins, I don't want people to think that we're like responsible adults because we forget almost daily.
CJ Morgani, good to have you on here. I've found ring dips, like the Olympic rings, to be the best option if you must do dips. You usually can't load them as heavy, and they build up a lot of your stabilizing muscles. Okay,
I can see that because they're so wobbly.
I think I've done like push-ups, like incline, like I think they're like Louis Simmons push-ups on the rings before, but not like not my body weight like dips and stuff. I've not done that. The only way I would ever do a dip these days, if I set the arms down like way down, like waist level, to where I only had like a slight bend in my elbow, and I would just do like lockouts, like dip lockouts or something. That's the only way I would do a dip these days, putting all the stress on the triceps and nothing on the shoulders as much as I could. Just do like literally just load up weight on between my legs and do like lockouts.
I was gonna ask like if you can just do dips with no shoulder involvement at all.
The way you would do that, you'd have to like be as vertical. The more vertical you are when you do them, the more triceps. The more you bend forward, the more chest and shoulders you get. So
and
you
if
can
you have that belt around you, it's gonna pull you forward.
But you can, I mean, it's just a matter of you emphasizing your torso. Like you can force yourself upright or forward, depending on what you want to hit. But I just won't do them because shoulder health. And Iron Mind, and the Iron Mind magazines I used to read and the catalogs I used to get when I was a kid, they were big advocates for 3 movements: the squat, I think the overhead press, and then the dip. Those 3 movements, they like the core movements, because they say, oh, bench pressing is trash for your shoulders. Those who can't bench press anymore find a lot of benefit from doing weighted dips. From years of heavy benching, they trashed their shoulders. Now they do heavy dips. They had like their Iron Mind, like dip belt and dip station.
It's probably very skewed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you need? Everything we have listed for sale right here.
Well, they also sold like benches where you could have like this pair of upright racks, a bench, a bar, and like a dip station. I think it was squat, pull up, dip. If I'm not now, that's what I think it was: squat, pull ups, and dips.
So like this complete, is the thing that you could put,
complete like full body.
Yeah.
But like your bench presses ruined shoulders and dips are better for it. I've gotten more shoulder pain from dipping than I ever got from bench pressing. Yeah. Although I bench press correctly, I always have bench pressed correctly, so I've never actually had like shoulder problems from benching.
That's definitely like a marketing thing. Like that's like Bowflex is like, you don't need a stupid gym, you just need Bowflex. And they convince you that gyms are stupid.
You know when you watch the ISS, the International Space Station, and those astronauts have to work out literally with resistance training up there like 4 hours a day to even sort of maintain their muscle and bone mass. But when you watch them working out on these fucking things, I swear to God, they look like they're like 1960s technology giant like contraptions. They look like the most cumbersome,
like they've never been updated,
stupid people. I'm like, so my thing is like, what? And it might take a little bit more space, but like, why don't you just send a fucking Bowflex up there, bolted to the fucking floor?
Yeah.
And you have, like what?
I wonder if the resistance is enough.
Well, you have up to 400. Well, according to the old Bowflex commercials, remember from the 90s, it's 410 pounds of resistance. So 410 pounds is plenty. You can squat.
In space, what if that's only like 100 pounds?
It's not weight, it's resistance. That's why you can use bands in space.
Oh, and it's the same?
Yeah. They just have machines up there that have resistance, not actual weight. It's like bands versus like weight.
You would think Bowflex would want to be like, here's a couple free ones.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why do you need to work out on these like ancient looking, dumb looking contraptions? Just put a Bowflex up there, one piece of equipment for an entire workout. You can squat, bench, overhead. You can do all the things. I'm not sponsored by Bowflex. I'm just trying to. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Excuse me. Would you like to be the first Bowflex?
I think it's a good idea. I'm just.
It would be a good
maybe
idea.
Maybe it's a space, like a literal, like not space. I'm talking like a space thing where like maybe these things can like fold up and fold into the walls.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's why they use them that way, because the Bowflex you can't really store besides how it is. So maybe that's why like they can't.
I feel like
they could sacrifice
like
one spot.
Room. Yeah.
One Bowflex and you just rotate who's on it. Like I think you could pull that off. Or even
like a room of Bowflexes. Like they've got to have space up there.
I think you could. I think you could sacrifice one little, however big the footprint would be, dedicated to just that one. Because you could say just one piece for everybody.
How many people are on the space station?
At one point, I think 12 to 15.
Oh, I thought it was like 100.
No, we don't have the space for that.
I thought the thing was huge. Like I thought there was like
So this
community.
Whenever Elon's Starship becomes operational, it will have up to 100 passenger capacity.
I don't actually know that much about the space station.
I know.
Apparently, do they have a live feed? Like, can you watch them doing stuff on there?
Yep. Yep.
Not that I want to watch that all day when we're already watching SpaceX do nothing.
Well, they're doing a lot.
I know, you just can't tell.
You just have to know what you're looking at. Toby says, dips got me as well when I was in high school. I didn't know how to bench then, but dips are what hurt. More testimony right there. And then Tony says, Chuck Norris, total gym.
Oh, that was the total
gym. Now that one wouldn't make. Now that one's actually using your body weight as resistance on different inclines, so that wouldn't work because it's weightlessness. So you have to have.
Oh, you'd have to have the resistance.
You need those rods that actually bend.
Do you think they would have to like buckle themselves to the thing?
You would.
Yeah.
I mean, now if you're pushing yourself into the thing with the handles for like bench.
But if you're pulling, you just go. Wee.
Yeah, you'd have to. I think it comes with a little seat buckle. You could like. Oh. I think.
Even Earth Bowflexes come with seat belts. I wonder how Chuck Norris is doing.
Hopefully well.
He's got to be really fucking old.
He is. So he was in one of the last Expendables movies, so I think he's doing all right. Let's see. George, Jimmy, do you count rear delts as a back work or just purely shoulder work? Just shoulder work. I think it's part of the shoulder complex. I don't do rear delts are involved with back, but I don't consider them part of the back. I consider them just shoulders. Are you a equipped powerlifter? Yes, I am. But yeah, dude. So this week I'm taking it easy. I cannot wait. I'm over this shit.
Defining as easy?
Like not over 500 pounds on the bench.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like bodybuilding work the whole week.
Even Saturday?
Saturday I'll go in with a slinger and do 500 pounds for like 3 sets of 5 and then hit my accessory work. Yeah. I need
if you're not going heavy, maybe I will go to my grandma's this week.
Oh yeah, I am deloading.
Interesting.
Yep. And then CJ Morgana says he's 83 according to Google. He's getting up there.
Yeah.
He's getting up there. What's your powerlifting total? I am a bench guy.
You do have a total. What's your most recent total from 2012?
2012, yeah.
Do you think is that probably when it was?
When I was 20 years old, so
yeah, 2012.
2012.
Because you'll be 33.
2010.
Huh?
2010.
No.
I got my total when I was 20 years old. I was 20 in 2010.
Huh. That was early into us dating.
Yeah, well, like the first first year. Yeah. I totaled 2410 when I was 20 years old.
You did technically get a total last year.
Technically.
Because you took tokens. Because there was a full power meet, but you
I had to squat one plate and pull one plate to get a total because I wanted a bench only, but they didn't have a bench only division. Yep. 2010. Holy fuck. Yeah.
That was 13 years ago, bud.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
So, but we are winding down, everybody. I want to go ahead and just kind of end it here in a little bit, unless we have any last minute questions. I'll do my plugs real quick. Of course, we got the Patreon. I talk about it every single week. Patreon. Thank you all. You know who you are. I've got so many fucking people on here that are in my Patreon.
And members.
YouTube members as well.
Members. We also just added a tier. If you guys want to support the channel and just help Jim get to these meets and stuff, we now have it's like 99 cents a month to be a channel member. We're probably eventually going to start doing like members only lives. We just don't have that many members now, so it doesn't really make sense to go live for like 2 people.
No.
But yeah, there's 3 tiers. So there's the one where you just support the channel. You get your own little like emojis, so when you're commenting, we'll know that you're a member. And then the second tier is the bench only, where you get Wednesday, Saturday workouts from start to finish. And then there's the full power that you get every single workout plus extra videos. And yeah, there's that.
Yep. Yeah, CJ, that was when I was in 2018. That was when I was still enlisted in the Marines. So I had just kind of come from out of retirement for that total in 2018.
2018.
Yeah, when I went to Lynchburg, that full power meet I did.
Oh, you did a raw total?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did raw.
Yeah, I did. I was in the Marines. I even wore I was still like motivated Marine. I wore a shirt that had the insignia here, so you can see it under my singlet. Cringy. That was my like comeback meet, like coming out of retirement. And then after that, I got back with Anderson and started benching equipped again. So yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
USPA. Fuck.
Yeah.
I hadn't learned my lesson yet, but they liked me at that meet because I was doing raw.
Yeah, you were fine.
Yeah,
and you were pretty strong.
So it's an impressive total, nothing to sneeze at. Well, it's just again, I was like too low, mid 200s. Again, it's just my first.
In 2010.
Oh, in 2018.
Oh, 2018. I guess both you were like 220s. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my first meet coming back after my retirement in like 2015, so I was pretty happy to be back. Yeah, I was in a weird spot in my life too because it was like one good full solid year into my enlistment, and things were getting fucking awful. So, but so yeah, Patreon, YouTube members, if you want to watch what I do in the gym 5 days a week, every fucking rep, every set of every movement I do, $10 a month. That's all it costs. $10 a month to join Patreon or YouTube members. My goal is to try to get to 100 members in Patreon. I'm getting really close. By the end of the year, I'd like to have 100 consistent members. I've had people in there for the last almost 4 years. Since we started, I've had people in there for 4 years. I've had people in there for 1 day, half a day, 1 week, 1 month. You know, like I always tell people, if you want to see the behind the scenes work to all the big benches, that's how you do it. If you find no more value in what I'm posting, then you can move on. That's how it works. If you don't want to see it anymore, that's fine. No hurt feelings. We also have Anderson Powerlifting, of course. Your powerlifting superstore. If you want a good bench shirt, squat suit, pair of wraps, straps, chalk, ammonia, anything you can think of powerlifting related, go to AndersonPowerlifting.com. You can use my code Kolbstrong to get 10% off of your order, your total order. The only thing the 10% discount will not work for is the F8 bench bar. We do have bench bars for sale at AndersonPowerlifting.com. The Anderson F8 bench bar, it's lime green, really cool. But that discount will not work for the bench bar. But everything else, it will work for. That's not a commission thing for me. It's just a discount for the customer. We also have the Kolbstrong Scholarship. We're raising $1,000. For every $1,000 we raise through donations and fundraisers, we give away at the beginning of every year. We got young kids between the ages of 13 to 23 that can apply the whole month of January through the application process at the KolbstrongScholarship.com website. And like I said, we're up to $2,000 right now. It's only May, so we have 7 more months to go to raise more money. And like I said, for every $1,000 we raise, we sponsor 1 young athlete. We raised $12,000 this past year. We sponsored 12 young athletes.
Yeah, one just decided he just switched from raw to equipped. So he bought briefs, a suit, a deadlift suit, a bench shirt, some new wraps. Like he was able to get an entire kit.
Whole wardrobe of new equipment.
Thanks to people in the community that have donated and sponsored and, sent money to the scholarship. Because like we would not be able to do that without the community. It's
only possible because of the powerlifting community participating, being gracious, and just donating to it.
Like we do the organizing, we pay the website fees. I had to do all the legal stuff, filing the taxes, all that stuff. But the work doesn't put the money in. Yep. So it's you guys that help. And we're so grateful for the sponsors. We're really proud of these kids. And they're doing a lot of really cool stuff. We're
at $2,000 already for this year. Yeah. We raise money until the end of December. And again, the application process starts January 1st, goes to the 31st. And we do a kind of a board collection of people that look at all the applications together, not just me and Kay, so we have no bias, but a small group of people to help them look through it. Pick out the ones that need it the most, kind of by unanimous vote between 4 or 5, 6 people, and then we should cut checks and send them out to the kids. So there you go. That is. Thank you, Raw Strength. Hey Jimmy, awesome lift. Thank you very much. Dennis, are you going to be doing the deadlift disco again this year? We might do something different.
I say yes. Everyone really liked the disco and it was really fun, but I kind of want to do a battle of the bands.
We have this idea. We have this idea where it's going to be, instead of the deadlift disco, where you build a team. So you have a team of 3 people, and you have 1 guy squat, 1 guy bench, 1 guy deadlift, We might make it to where you have to have at least one female on the team to make it.
Oh, I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter.
But it'll be by coefficient, so everyone's body weights will be added up and then divided. And
okay.
Yada,
so that'd be a strategic thing, or if you want to get the highest total or highest dots, whatever the fuck we use.
It's gonna go by team. So whether it's male or female, it'll go by your dot score.
Yep. So like I said, you got one good squatter, one good bencher, one good deadlifter for a combined team total to determine your placing. And Dennis says he loved doing it this past year. That's a really good idea too, he says.
Yeah. So we're thinking like Battle of the Bands, where each team picks like an 80s hair band. So you'd have like AC/DC or Metallica or whatever, and then that's what our playlist would be.
Yep. So
it's just like dope songs like that.
So we're kind of tossing that idea around. Plus we got the new space in the gym now. We got the whole new. We got an additional 1,500 square foot of gym space finally. So Mothman, what's going on, dude? How's out west doing? How you doing out there, bud? Glad to see you made it. I knew you were going to make it through. Everybody makes it through, except for the few that die here and there. But that's a whole different.
What are you talking about?
Marine boot camp.
Oh, okay. I was like, people die just going out west. Like this isn't.
No, I should have clarified.
This is not the Oregon Trail or whatever.
No, I should have clarified.
Yeah.
Everybody graduates, dude. It's just it's a pain in the ass, but cool, man. But yeah, so that is what we got going on right now. Thank you all for joining me here tonight. It's been a fucking crazy week. Had a crazy day yesterday. I'm fucking sore as hell. Got to keep the free sleeves on and work on my body for the next week. Going to Jericho's tomorrow. Thank you, Jericho. Shout out to you. Live by Design Chiropractic Care in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So thank you for taking care of us, keeping our bodies in one piece. Please have a good rest of your eating, everybody. Good week. I will be back on here next week, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Benching and Bullshitting. So until then, stay strong and have a good week.
Bye.